今日二人きりに慣れてないなって。
Hi, my name is VitaminDStain and welcome back to some more 9! So you know how in the end of the last episode, I was saying how I want to play another hour, but then I was like, nah, I'm tired. I ended up playing another hour. Hey, if you are new to the channel, consider subscribing and hitting that link. I would appreciate it a lot. It helps the algorithm know that I'm dropping heat. It supports this little dream of mine. Anyway, let's get started. She says in a tiny voice, fidgeting. Her whispered words pierce my heart.
ごめんなさい。早く帰れるように気を使ってくれてるのに。
いや。
I slowly shake my head. Oh? And I take her hand.
俺も二人きりになりたかったから。
Miyako squeezes my hand. The dark conversation from a minute ago is only a memory now. I would love to stay like this. For a day, for a week. It even makes me wish we could live together, just the two of us. You can stay the night, if you like. Funny I could bring myself to say that, but it's far too embarrassing. So instead I put up a brave front, pretending to be an ordinary guy who's worried for his girlfriend.
暗くなる前には帰らないとな。
かけるくんはあんまりベタベタされるの嫌い？
いや、そんなことはないよ。
よかった。たくさん甘えたいんだけど、どうすればいいかよくわからなくて。
無理する必要なんてない。少しずつ作っていければいいじゃん。俺たちのやり方みたいなの。
でも考えすぎかな。ソフィーさんの話を聞いて、もしかしたら明日にでも死んじゃうんだなって。
Please don't get slimed in this timeline too.
だから今できることは今しなきゃなって。だから
No?
頑張って甘えてみようと思ったの。
His first name base is not enough for you? Miyako smiles. Her eyes are so calm, so gentle.
ごめんね、別に不安ではないの。かけるくんがいるから。
I'd be still valid worry, by the way.
勝手だけどまた守ってくれるって知ってるから。
Before?
あの時のように。
Oh, you're talking about the fire, not the other time. Whoops.
だからね、心配してないの。かけるくんと一緒なら私は大丈夫。
I hope you're right.
死ぬかもって口実にして甘えたかったの。
You don't need to do that.
そんな口実なんて使わず。
Yeah.
甘えてくれればいいのに。
お父さんとお母さんにもあまり甘えたことないし。
Oh, fair enough.
難しくて。怖いって震えてた方が良かった？
それなら抱きしめてやれたな。
失敗しちゃった。
I offer her a wry smile. I put my arms around her and pull her close.
やっぱり恥ずかしい。
俺も。
そのうち慣れちゃうのかな。
かもしれない。けど、慣れたくないな。
ずっとドキドキしていたいね。
絶対に死なせない。絶対に。
You better.
守るから。
信じてる。
I hope. I pull her even closer. I could never go this far for the sake of the town. But for the sake of this precious person, I won't even hesitate to risk my life. I will protect Miyako. Without a doubt. start my day a little earlier than usual. After meeting up with Miyako and Sora, we wait for Kosaka-senpai to appear. Ah yes, the seductive one. Ouch. She should be coming any moment now.
みやこ能力使うの抵抗あるだろうけど頼んだ。
大丈夫。ユーザーの情報少しでも多くつかまないといけないし。
そうだな。
あのさ、昨日も思ってたんだけど。
I'm listening.
何？嫌なら直接聞けばいいんじゃないの？オフ会どうだったって。
高坂先輩が完全にこっちの味方ならそれもいいんだけどな。
敵なの？
そうじゃないと思いたいけど結構厄介な人なんだよ。
かけるくんに何回も能力をかけようとしてる。わ、危険人物じゃん。了解、こっそりやっちゃおう。
記憶読むのってどれくらいかかる？一瞬か？
そうだね、そんなに時間はかからないけれど。思考回数が少なすぎるから予想なんだけど、印象の強いというかそういう記憶が読みやすい気がして。
ああ、昨日も言ってたな。
That's how Miyako learned about my feelings for her. God, that sure was awful, but I suppose that's the thing for our relationship. Guess I can't complain.
オフ会が先輩にとってどうでもいい記憶だったら読めないかもしれない。
かも。
ならちょうどオフ会のことを考えている時に能
Pretty
力を
much.
とりあえずさ、やってみたらいいんじゃないの？やってみないとわかんないんだし。そうだね。
気取られたくないってのもあるが人前で能力を使うことになる。空がいてくれてほんとよかったよ。
なんかすっごく期待されてるところ恐縮ですが、私の能力実際しょぼいよ。
Wasn't she just talking about or yapping about in the last episode how you have little faith in me? And now she says that? Bruh.
すごいと思う。前も気づかれずに手紙を渡していたし、条件次第なんすよね。弱点もありまして、前に話した気がするけど。
なんだっけ？
実はもう私とみやこ先輩に能力使ってます。
普通に見えてるぞ。
つまりそれが弱点っすよ。存在感を超薄くするだけで透明になるわけじゃないんだよね。会話中とか意識されている状態で能力使っても効果なしってわけ。
今ここで俺が2人から目をそらしたりしたら？
ずっと私たちのこと見てたわけじゃないでしょ。なんかニーヤンに効果薄いんすよ。
Or maybe it doesn't have that much effect because of his power that we still don't know about.
今までも何回かニーヤンの前で能力使ってるけど全く私を見失わないし。
Huh.
多分ニーヤンが私のこと好きすぎてニーヤンの中の私の存在感がゼロにならないんだな。
じゃあ念のため先輩の注意をそらした方がいいな。
そうだけど無視すんなよおい。
頼りにしてますよおそらさん。
おう、任せろい。注意をそらすってどうするの？
俺がやる。リスキーだがオフ会の話題も出してみる。意識させれば記憶も読みやすいよな。
かもしれないけど平気？
能力については気をつける。って言ってもどう対処すればいいかよくわかんねえけど、ま、俺だけ無能力者だ。こういう時に役に立たないとな。
気をつけてね。
Here with a mean left hook.
あ、
お、来やしたぜ逆ハーレム軍団。
ここで待つ。2人は俺から離れていてくれ。
わかった。じゃ能力かけたまま離脱しますよ。用心して隠れとこっか。
Notice how I'm yawning? And let me tell you, it's only 6 p.m. 1800 hours. I am sleep deprived. Miyako and Soda split off, heading over by the convenience store. My eyes flit towards Kosaka senpai for a moment, and even in just that split second, I lose sight of the two of them. Huh, Soda's powers are pretty cool. Though if I keep walking in their direction, there won't be much of a point in them trying to keep out of sight. I pull out my phone and send them a message saying, once I start talking to her, it's go time. I then pretend like I'm playing with my phone, waiting for Kosaka senpai to arrive. Now if all goes according to plan...
ごきげんよう、かける様。
What? Sama? Bingo. I knew she would make first contact. I try to play it cool.
どうも。
もしや、私のことを？
すみません、妹です。毎朝待ち合わせをしてて。
ああ、元気そうな。よく電車が一緒になるんです。
She delicately covers a giggle, but understands the stud brigade. You don't seem a bit displeased with me even though I have their queen's attention, and instead all stand around waiting politely, positively beaming. Man, she really did a number on these guys. Honestly, seeing this ticks me off, so it's not surprising when my temper flares up and I let a rather sarcastic quip leave my mouth.
すごいですね、お友達の数。
いえ、違いますわ。
はい。
彼らは私の親衛隊なんです。
Her simps?
親衛隊。
Her smile looks strained, though she may not even realize that herself. It would be ridiculous to compare this level of deed to the murderer, but Kosaka senpai is certainly showing the same lack of restraint in exercising her powers as the evil eye's user. Moreover, what if there's a user among these bodyguards of hers? What if her goal at the offline meetup was to collect a few guys with powers for her little army? She can control even a user. There's a possibility that the evil eye's user is standing docilely behind her. That would be awfully convenient for our information gathering, but...
どうされました？
ああ、いえ。ネットでもリアルでもお姫様扱いですから、俺もあやかりたいなって。
For?
まあ私の伴侶となってくださればその願いも叶えます。
I hate how enticing that sounds. God dang it, Kujo, I'm sorry. I know it's your episode, but like... Hold on. I'm trying to pull out the leg rest. Nice. Oh, very nice. Very, very nice. No gracias.
やめておきます。ネットのファンが黙っちゃいない。アガスティアの歯、たまに見てるんですよ。
けれど会ったこともない方々ですし。
でもオフ会されたんですよね。
先日。
え？
本物はいました？
さあ、それはどうでしょう。
She smiles knowingly, perhaps trying to raise my hopes. Yeah, no duh, she's keeping it secret.
では、かける様、またいずれ。
Don't call me that.
はい、また。
Senpai takes the hem of her skirt and gives an overdramatic curtsy. I breathe a sigh of relief, happy to have escaped her trying to use her powers on me and watch the queen's procession file by. Now then, I wonder if they managed to read her memories. I take a look around and spot the two immediately. They're walking towards me, so I go to meet them halfway.
どうだった？
うまくいったっぽいよ。あのね。
Nothing useful, huh?
誰に聞かれるかわからない。ここで話すのはやめよう。
あ、そうだね。
She really is an airhead.
リングでやり取りしよう。それなら多少は安心だよな。
わかった。私にも送ってね、私にも。
Of course.
グループの方で報告するね。多分有益な情報はつかめたと思う。
それを犯人に知られないようにしないとな。行こう。
もう帰りたい。 能力使うとお腹すくんだよね。
やるよ。
ニーニのお昼じゃないのこれ。
購買で買うからいい。
お兄ちゃん大好きかけるくん、やっぱりソラちゃんのこと大好きだよね。嫉妬しちゃうかも。やだ、早くも破局のキッキー。
You didn't have to say that.
浮気されちゃってたか。
うっせえな。
I snap back at them, and for some reason they both grin. Their personalities aren't very similar, but Sora and Miyako seem to end up on the same wavelength a lot. Yeah, huh? That's fun. I guess it's nice that they get along, but I've about had it up to here with the tag team teasing.
ほれ、行くぞ。
へいへい。はーい。
Take the lead as Miyako and Sora share the regular "you can put your bag back in the basket" exchange, and we head for school. She's always offered the basket, huh? I sit impatiently through morning classes, waiting for lunchtime to roll around. I still haven't gotten a message from Miyako. She's much too straight-laced to text in class. Probably would be better to save this conversation until after school, all things considered. As much as I don't want to let the evil eyes user get the upper hand on us, rushing things isn't going to help. Just as I settle my internal debate, my phone vibrates. To my surprise though, it's not Miyako, but rather Sora. She's gotten impatient and is demanding a report. I glance over at Miyako to see her excusing herself from her friends' lunch group so she can send a message.
ねえかける、聞いてる？
ああ、何？
だから九条さんのこと。
あ
なんかさ、振られる前よりむしろ仲良くなってない？
あ、そうかもな。
Oh, he still doesn't know. I give a non-committal reply as I fiddle with my phone. Truth is, I haven't told Yuichi that Miyako and I are going out. I mean, actually, coming out and telling him would just be embarrassing, so why bother, you know? Maybe because he's allegedly your friend?
まあでもよかったよ。僕のせいでギクシャクしちゃったらどうしようって思ってたし。
Look how he worries about it, too. Or how caring is the word. I'm starting to feel guilty because he's concerned about us. Maybe I really should tell him. Yeah? Nah. Bro!
また迷惑メール。
いや、妹。
ソラちゃんだっけ？可愛かったな。
Alright, never mind. Cut him off. Cut him off. Cut him off!
かわいい。空が？
可愛いでしょ。僕がクラスメートだったらほっとかないよ。
正確に難ありだけどな。
気にしないよ、性格なんて。僕が可愛いって言ってたって伝えておいて。
へいへい、わかったよ。
ほら、今送って。
Ugh.
わかった。
Get off! With a great show of annoyance, I start typing the message. It should be good for a laugh at least, seeing as Sora has a tendency to freak out when you compliment her. Just when I'm about to hit send, I get a message from Miyako. It's quite the essay. It would appear she's typed up everything she saw in Kosaka-senpai's memories. To break it all down, an offline meetup took place. Boys and girls both, no more than 5. No idea who was a user among any of them. 2 of them, one a boy and one a girl, met up with her again after the offline meetup. They can be seen meeting up at the shrine. The shrine, huh? Interesting.
どうしたん？余一先輩好きってなった？
ならねえよ。まだ返事なし。
多分来るよ、好きって。
もしそうなってもお前に妹はやらん。
シスコンかよ。
うるせえな。
That's a weird thing to say. While I'm verbally sparring with Yoichi, my mind is working on a completely different problem. Murder. Kosaka-senpai met an unknown boy and girl at the shrine. And in another branching world, Miyako was murdered at the shrine. Oh no. Even whether it is or not, I wouldn't take the risk. No, this has to be fate. The culprit is among those three. That's exactly why Miyako went to the shrine and got murdered. She might have been the culprit in those memories. Y'all gotta watch out for the time, because if that meetup at the shrine thingy is at nighttime, then yeah. Wait, hold on. Unless... Oh, okay, she already met them.
何そのシリアス顔。何かっこつけてんの。
俺は常にシリアスな男だよ。
そんなのいいから妹さんをください。
自分で口説けよ。
それがめんどくさいから頼んでるんでしょ。
Oh, brother, get him out of here!
せめて誠意を見せろ。やっぱお前に妹はやれん。
シスコンめ。
うるせえ。
A nonsensical shouting match dissolves into the clamor of the lunchtime break. So they're meeting secretly at the shrine. Oh, no. It hasn't happened yet. Okay, so if this happens at nighttime, then that's definitely not a coincidence. You gotta run. I mean, most likely not. I wouldn't take that risk. She can be an ally, especially after you save her. Why there of all places? I doubt she'll know anything, but I do know one person I can ask. Sophiitis.
先生
Or not.
はいはい。
It's always a pleasure seeing you. I exit the classroom as soon as afternoon homeroom ends and call out to Miss Naruse, already walking towards the faculty office.
何？
ちょっと聞きたいことがあって。
何？授業わからないところあった？
ああ、いや、そういうのじゃ。
ああ、よかった。真面目な質問だったらめんどくさいなって思ってた。
I sure do have one heck of a teacher.
それで何？
はい。なんていうか、最近神社に変な人たちいません？
変な人は最近じゃなくてずっと前からいるけど。
ずっと前から？
アニメの影響？たまに来るんだよね。マナーが悪い人もいるからちょっと迷惑だよね。
That sucks.
ああ、そんなこと言ってましたね。
どうしたの急に？
いや、最近夜に散歩してて近く通るんですけど。
ああ、夜か。そういえばお父さんがなんか言ってたな。
やっぱなんかいます？
若い子がたむろしてるって。特に実害はないんだけど注意した方がいいかなって悩んでたね。
ああ、やっぱいましたか、そういうのは。
揉めたりしたの？
いや、そういうわけじゃ。
わざわざ聞きに来たから何かあったのかなって。
なんかやってるんじゃないかって気になっただけっす。いたずらとかそういうの。
心配してくれてたんだね。ありがとう。でも今のところは大丈夫かな。9時過ぎまでいることもあるからちょっと心配なんだけどね。教師としてはなんてこの人が言うなんて。
I don't understand that. What do you mean that's rich? From her?
って思ったでしょ。
Oh!
いえいえ、思ってないですよ。
新見くん結構表情に出るから気をつけなよ。
Miss Naruse pats me lightly on the arm with her logbook as she gives a casual goodbye and walks off. So they're gathering at the shrine late at night. Okay, definitely freaking out now. Go Saber, Kosaka, go. Miyako said there were 3 people, but there could even be more. If we assume that the evil eyes user is among them, could it be that they're searching for allies, just like how we did at first? So Kosaka-senpai is an accomplice. There are a bunch of users forming an alliance, all of whom have no qualms about inflicting harm on others. That would spell bad news. With Sora and Miyako's combined abilities, they can neutralize their opponents while going undetected, but neither of them has mastered their powers. Nothing is decided yet, but I can't afford to let either of them go to the shrine. One bad decision could lead to not only Miyako falling victim, but also Sora. My job as the guy without any powers is to support them. It's my responsibility to marshal every resource available. Please talk to Parfait Queen. We gotta like... Wait,
私
I
裏
keep
から入る
saying
ね
that, bro, but like... I know she's insufferable, but like... I mean, she wants the evil eye user too, right? Why not? Surely they have other plans for her though, but, you know... My brain just keeps going on to her though. But my brain can't help and be like, but there's also another pair of hands that can help.
ああ、バイト頑張って。
後でね。みーやん、私パフェ食べたい。
勝手に食べろ。おごらないぞ。
ケチ。
We part ways with Miyako in front of the cafe, and then Sora and I head inside. We take a seat and order drinks. I scan the room while putting a glass of water to my lips. Not here yet, huh?
お待たせしました。
Now wearing her work uniform, Miyako brings us our drinks. She places 2 cups of coffee side by side on the table.
いいなぁ、かわいいなぁ。
Oops.
おじいさまにバイト募集しているか聞いておくね。ご注文は以上でよろしいですか？
ああ、ありがとう。
ではごゆっくり。あ、いらっしゃいませ。
Just as Miyako gives us a little nod, the door to the cafe opens. I'll wait for her right now. There she is. Miyako's about to show her to a seat, but I stop her and wave down the girl from across the room. Across the room, gesturing for her to join us. She clearly notices me, but she ignores me anyway, taking a seat far away from us. Dang it, still cold as ice.
あの人がパフェクイーン？
ああ、空はここで待っててくれ。都も気にせず仕事を。
I get up from my seat and head over to the Yuki's table. I don't bother with any niceties. Instead, plopping my rear down in the seat unceremoniously.
席を間違えている。
話がある。
私にはない。
マガンのユーザーの手がかりをつかんだ。
After avoiding eye contact this whole time, Yuki finally looks at
聞
me.
く気になったか？
そうね。
Oh my god, I'm about to take down my light. Bruh, that's so annoying. Alright. I somehow got my leg caught up on the light. I'm gonna be really salty if this tips over. Can't miss. Can't miss. Oh, well there it fell. Can't miss. Oh, well there it fell. Please no, please. Please. Oh boy. Oh boy!
まあ、外れかもしれないんだけどな。
確実な情報でしか動かないのは愚者のすること。
Yo, shut
真理
up.
は自分の目で確かめればいい。
俺の罠とは考えないのか？
それでも構わない。あなたへの疑惑が確信に変わるだけ。
With that stupid look on her face too.
なるほど。
早く本題に。ここへは心を休めに来ている。
その前に確認したい。お前の能力を。
話すつもりはないと言ったはずだけれど。
俺が情報を与えてお前が返り討ちにあったら寝覚めが悪いだろ。絶対にマガンのユーザーに勝てるやつにしか情報は渡さない。
She glares at me. I got her this time. Hook, line, and sinker.
能力の詳細を明かす気はない。けれど、これだけは言っておく。石化の能力者は私に勝てない。
Oh?
私の G オーダーは無敵。
根拠は？
自分自身の能力を正しく理解しているから。
Well, dang.
絶対に勝てる。
そうね。
She answers with a firm, confident smile. Of course, there's one way she could be so completely certain of her victory. That would be if she is, herself, the evil eyes user. And I can't rule that out. According to Miyako, the girl she saw in Kosaka's memories was wearing a hood, so she couldn't make out her face. That hooded girl could very well be Yuki. However, I don't think that's likely. If Yuki were our evil eye user, she would have had a ton of chances to kill both myself and Miyako.
信じるぞ。
ご自由に。
勇気の力を見込んで頼みがある。
情報は
俺の頼みを聞いてくれたら
断る。
ただでとは言わない。取引をしよう。
Yuki raises an eyebrow at me. I knew it! I had a feeling I could reel her in if I played her melodramatic side.
マガンのユーザーが仲間と集まっているかもしれない場所を掴んだ。
どこ？
それはまだ言えない。
私に何をしてほしいの？
一緒に来てくれ。相手もユーザーの可能性がある。頭数が欲しい。
用心棒。
ああ。
見返りは？
この情報じゃダメか？
話にならない。
ならパフェをおごろう。1週間。
引き受けた。
No way, that's all it took. Wow, talk about enthusiastic. That was honestly the last response I expected. But whatever, I'm just glad we made a deal.
助かる。頼らせてもらうぞ。
結婚はいつ？
今日から。マガンのユーザーを無力化するか、たむろしてる連中が無関係とわかるまで。
You know, I'm really glad we got her on our side, at least for now. I was literally like tearing my hair out. Oh, I'm tearing my hair out. Like, just talk to her, negotiate something. And he finally did it! Yes!
了解した。では、今日。
先払いか。わかった。
I signaled with my hand calling Miyako, who's been keeping an eye on us the whole time, over to the table.
ご注文お決まりですか？
いつもチョコレートのパフェだよな。
今日は違う。フルーツの。
フルーツ？
I pick up the menu and look it over. God dang it!
チョコのよりお高いんですけど。
そうね。フルーツたっぷりだもの。当然。
チョコレートのでは。
どのパフェと指定はなかったはずだけれど。
Can't argue that.
契約を破棄したいのならば別に構わない。
店員さん。
はい。
彼女に一番高いパフェを。
はい、フルーツパフェですね。少々お待ちください。
After she gives a little bow, Miyako walks to the kitchen.
1週間よろしく。
Yuki's merciless dig makes me start grinding my mullet. Well, at this point, I know of at least one thing dying in this branch. My wallet. Ha, good one. Per Miss Narusa's account, the three are sometimes loitering around until after 9 at night. I suspect they'll split up at 8 at the earliest, so I begin staking out the shrine around 7. Sora and I grab a quick bite for dinner and head to the meetup spot near the shrine. Miyako, who has wrapped up her shift early, and Yuki, our mercenary, shows up before too long. A mercenary that takes parfait for payment. Nice.
作戦は
空の能力を使って境内に潜伏。3人が現れたら都の能力で記憶を読む。
犯人だと確定できたらアーティファクトを奪って無力化するだね。
And sliming them.
ああ。もし気づかれた場合は。
私の出番ね。
ああ。その時は頼む。さっさと空に能力使ってもらって境内で待機するか。
先に予防線張っておきたいのですが。
どうした？
今朝気づいたんだけど、人数増えるほど効果薄れる気がする。4人もいるから厳しい？全く効果なしにはならないと思うけど、1 1人か2人にかけた時よりもかなり弱くなると思う。補助のエンチャント範囲化すると効果がその分弱まる。
Shut up, nerd.
そうそう、そんな感じです。だから能力があるからって油断してるとあっさり見つかったりするかも。
なるほどな。もしもの時は空自身と都優先で頼む。
ミヤは
解除しちまえ。俺は男だしどうにでもなる。勇気も強い。
そうね、問題ない。
じゃあ行こう。都もよろしくな。
頑張るね。
Start walking, heading for the shrine grounds. I take a few steps before I realize that Yuki isn't budging from where she stands, so I turn and look back.
どうした？
一つだけ。
Oh god, what now?
九条さんの盾になってあげるつもりはない。あなたが私の能力を確認しないまま私を信頼したふりをしているのは単純にデコイが欲しかったから。
Yeah, pretty much.
私の力なんて最初から当てにしていない。
ノーコメントでいいか？
フルーツパフェの分は働くわ。
Risking her life for some parfaits. Man, I respect that.
頼りにしてる。
Yuki harems at me and walks by. I breathe out a sigh and catch up. To be honest, she's wrong. It wasn't my intention at all to use her as a decoy. However, I still opted not to answer, deciding that being coy was the best way to keep a hold on Yuki. It goes without saying that if Miyako or Sora were put into harm's way, I'd be stuck making some hard decisions. Oh god. But make no mistake, the first person to be used as a decoy, the first person to be sacrificed, would be me. I have no intention of just being the guy giving orders. I catch up to Miyako and Sora, who have stopped near the temple gate standing next to them. And stand next to them, not standing. Because the shrine grounds are barely lit, it's tough to see much of anything. The Naruse family actually lives a ways away from the shrine itself, so this is pretty much a perfect spot for clandestine meetups.
どこに隠れる？
そうだな。空、能力は？
もう使ってる。大きい声で話したらあっさりバレるかも。
了解。ひとまずここから移動して橋の方に。
待って。どうしました？
Yuki silently points her finger.
あ？
Oh god. I'm nervous. It's so dark that I can't make much out. After straining my vision, I noticed. I thought I saw something. There's a black shadow in the midst of the dark grounds. A person? At least it definitely looks like it.
もういる？どうしよう。落ち着いて。まだこちらに気づいた様子はない。
あっち側からゆっくり近づこう。
We get some distance from the silhouetted figure moving into the deeper shadows. From there we creep towards them, sticking to the darker areas. Acting as cautious as we would if we weren't under the effects of Sora's powers, we close the distance silently. Miyako was murdered here. There's a very real possibility that silhouetted figure is our murderer. The culprit should be on the lookout for us, especially Miyako. We can't afford any mistakes. If possible, I want to settle the score tonight and start leading a peaceful life. With every step, the silhouette grows closer and my pulse quickens. I wish we could get within 30 feet of them, but there's nothing to use as cover.
いや、これ以上近づきたくないかも。
わかった。
この辺りでしばらく様子を見ようか。
そうだな。一人はもう来てるんだ。他の二人も来る可能性は高い。三人揃うまで。おい。
Oh my god. Yuki ignores our discussion and tries to step out of cover alone, but I snag her arm before she can.
何してる？
警戒するだけ無駄。
はあ？
嫁が聞くの。 あの男が私たちに意識を向けることは決してない。
You want your parfait or not?
男？
ユキさん。
Yuki shakes off my hand, ignoring Miyako's plea, and brazenly walks up to the silhouetted figure.
ああ、私のそばにいないと能力切れるよ。
仕方ない。二人はここにいてくれ。
でも
いいから。そら、都を頼む。
ほいほい。
I rush to catch up with Yuki. What the heck is she thinking? Maybe inviting her here was a mistake. I'm working myself into a frenzy, except that the closer I get to the figure and the I'm working myself into a frenzy, except that the closer I get to the figure and the clearer I can make it out, the less agitated I feel. My legs get heavy, my steps drag. There's no way that guy's going to notice us. She was right. It is indeed a guy. More accurately, a stone statue of a boy who will never move again.
白線の制服。
Wait,
知り合い。
いや、
okay.
見たことない。
I thought it was Yoichi. I was like, no, it's the Gooner! I can't keep my panic down, but Yuki is utterly calm as she checks out the statue. Dang it, I was all set to ambush the culprit, and instead all we found was a third victim. Could we have saved him if we had just come quicker? So, this guy took Miyako's place, huh? I'm covered in cold sweat. There was a time when I would have thought this was a regular statue, but now I know for a fact that this was once a person. I feel like I'm going to puke.
メモ。
Yuki finds something. Next to the statue, there's a piece of paper lying on the ground.
ダイイングメッセージ。
犯人が見逃したのか。
い
What?
え、遺書ね。
は？
I take the scrap of paper Yuki hands me. It's too dark to read it. I load up the note with the flashlight app on my smartphone. I feel as though I'm being crushed under the weight of my sins. Before I lose my mind, I'm turning myself to stone and putting an end to it all. No way that's real. No way. Hey, no way.
僕は
No way.
僕自身。
No way.
素直に読み取るのならば、自分で自分を石にしたということになるわね。
自分を？じゃあ待て、こいつが。
石化の能力者。
No way.
嘘だろ。
I can't believe it. But it's the only thing that makes sense. The note reveals that this boy is in fact the Evil Eye's user.
3人目の犠牲者。
I turn around at the sound of Miyako's voice. The other two joined us at some point. Both Miyako and Sora are looking down at the statue in astonishment.
これ、どういうこ
Sorry, little sister, that you had to see this.
都、この男に見覚えは？
と？高坂先輩の記憶に神社で会っていた。推測自体は当たっていたというわけね。
Yuki crouches down and examines the boy's face. The girl from that one time looked to be in pain. But this boy's face is tranquil.
あっけない幕引き。罪の意識に押しつぶされるのならば、初めから犯罪など犯さなければいいのに。この男はしっかりと裁かれるべきだった。
Agreed.
自分だけ楽に行くの。
Agreed. She spits, then stands up. Next, she turns around and looks me in the eye.
私の仕事はこれで終わりね。
あ
契約通り報酬は支払ってもらう。
あ、分かってる。
それじゃ。
Without a hint of hesitation, Yuki confidently strides away. We don't watch her walk off, instead turning our attention to the stone statue that was once our culprit.
幕引き本当にこれで終わり？石像の記憶を読むのはさすがに無理？うん、ダメみたい。そっか。
この遺書しか今は判断材料がないな。
I don't believe this. I'm not buying this. Ain't no way. The handwriting is all crooked. I could see it just being regular old sloppy writing, but I could also see it being shaky due to the guy being forced into writing this.
これでもう誰も死なない？そうだね。でも
Y'all are so sure.
たとえ犯人自身でもまた死人が出てしまった。
True that. Miyako clenches her left hand into a fist, her stigma glowing faintly. But I'm so glad it was him. If it really is him, then her. Yes, it's just like Miyako to see things that way. If only we could have settled things more peacefully. But as for me, he must feel huge relief.
空、
初めて見たけど、なんかこれが人って実感が。
そんな実感持たなくていい。宮子と二人で先生のところに行ってくれ。
さつきちゃん？
ああ、放置はできないだろ。
かけるくんは？
We totally can let the birds poop on him.
警察を、先生の許可なく呼ばない方がいいか。まだ何かあるかもしれない。
Him for
こいつを
clues?
調べる。
What kind of clues are we talking here?
じゃあ私も。
こんなののそばにいない方がいい。先生ん家で休んでてくれ。
行こう、みやこ先輩。
She doesn't seem happy about me sending her away, but when Sora tugs at her hand, Miyako leaves the scene. I wait until two are out of sight, and then I crouch down like Yuki was doing earlier, investigating the boy. The statue. There's not a trace of flesh and blood remaining. He's been completely turned to stone. So he wrote this note, and then he used his power on himself.
ソフィー、いるか？
もちろん。
Not a moment after I call her name, space distorts, and Sophie shows herself. Since it seems she's been watching the entire time, I can skip the explanation.
見つけたのはいいけれどってところかしら。
そうだな。自分を石化する。そんなことできるのか？
自分の力が自分に返ってくる。その例はもう目にしたでしょ？
Oh, he wants confirmation.
火事のあいつか。
アーティファクトが見当たらないわね。
一緒に石化したか？
いいえ、アーティファクトは石化しない。
じゃあ自分で消えたか。
No.
そうね。他の主をもう見つけてしまったのかもしれない。
魔眼のユーザーはこいつじゃない。
そういう可能性もあるでしょうね。
We track down a lead, and that very night we go to investigate it. The culprit commits suicide. This timing is too convenient. Maybe they really did just give up, feeling they had nowhere else to run. But could you really say we had them so thoroughly cornered? Will they choose death so readily even though they knew about our movements in such detail? Or perhaps precisely because they had such a firm grasp on our progress, they got tired of trying to hide from us? Who can say? There is one thing I'm certain of though. If this guy wasn't our culprit, whoever they are, they won't be showing up here again. Bro, just... how do you know that? You don't.
手がかりを失った。
We sure are.
仮にこの子が犯人じゃなかったにしても息を潜めるでしょうね。
だろうな。宮子の能力を使ったとしても。
あなたの行動が先読みされている以上無駄かもしれないわね。
未来を予知するアーティファクトは
ないとは言い切れない。少なくともセフィロトで管理はしていないし、
my
発見も
god.
していない。
That's OP, bro.
もっともそんな強力なアーティファクトが未発見であるはずがないし、単純にあなたよりも上手だっただけでしょうね。
上手だった。
Sure wish I could brush that concern away so easily.
これからどうするつもりだ？
結論を出すのはしばらく様子を見てから。
Yes, ma'am. It, thing, something.
そうか。
あなたたちのアーティファクトのこともあるしね。仕事は山積み。ひとまずはお疲れ様。よく頑張ったわね。何の成果もなかったけれど。
What a half-ass freaking compliment. You could have said nothing at all, by the way.
一言余計なんだよ。
Seriously. Sophiitis smiles wryly, sticking out her tongue as she returns to her world. I want to punch that thing. I hear voices off in the distance. Someone's coming this way. Looks like Miss Narusa and the others are here. What a relief. Miyako may lament there being another victim, but I'm just happy this chapter is over. How can you be so sure? Whether this guy was the culprit or whether there's a new culprit out, they're in his place. Either way, the curtain is drawn on this mystery for now. As long as we don't pursue them any longer, Miyako should not be targeted again. Things have come to a close. Another baseless conclusion. How do you know that? You don't! Regardless of the truth of the matter, it's safe to say that this is the end.
マガンのユーザー、どうか眠っていてくれ。
My words are far too cold to be considered a prayer. You know, I was about to wrap it up, but I feel like the episode is ending, so I'm gonna keep going. My words are far too cold to be considered a prayer. Who the freak cares, bro? Especially if it is him. I read the note atop their cold, hard leg, and I slowly rise to my feet. Is this the end of episode 1? It feels like it is. I don't want to hear none of that. You stopped at a good time, so I cast a comment. I'm like, it's not my fault. May is almost over. Outside, it's hot enough that you can break a sweat just walking around. Summer is on its way. Ugh. An ordinary summer leaving no bad memories, empty of grand mysteries. The guy at the shrine was never declared to be the culprit behind a series of murders. Instead, the police announced he had died of a mysterious illness just like the other victim. I am so sorry about that. They're just sweeping it under the rug. The population at large refuses to see this as anything more than a bizarre illness that turns people into stone. Bro, in no way the people of this town are that stupid, bro. That being the case, it doesn't even make sense to talk about a culprit. I still don't know how they try to explain away the suicide note. They certainly didn't feel the need to tell me I was just a guy who happened to report the statue. So that's why I did my own legwork and investigated. Surely they must be thinking at some point, hey, this guy always reporting stone people. What's going on here? The guy who was the owner of the Leaves of Agastya Forum. Wait, what? Oh. What? Turns out he was on friendly terms with Kosaka-senpai as well, and had met with her several times. Kosaka-senpai didn't know that he was the culprit behind the petrification incidents. I think. She was in shock and unable to speak, so it's not like she told me that herself, but you could just tell from the way she reacted to the news. And so that left one suspect unaccounted for. The hooded girl, whose identity we still don't know. That boy ended up the last victim. Nobody else has fallen prey to the evil eye since that night, and the petrification incidents have stopped. Our life is back to normal, seemingly. Nothing out of the ordinary. I walk to school in the morning and spend my day in class. When school is out of session, I make my way home. Sometimes I make a few detours along the way. Sometimes I just head straight there. While away my time, however, I feel like. And when night rolls around, I go to bed and wait tomorrow. Life is back to being mundane. But you got Kujo.
かけるくんできたよ。
What are we getting? She sets out the dishes on the table. It's my favorite, Salisbury steak, a Caesar salad, and a cup of soup! And of course, a heaping helping of rice. Everything made for two. Lately, perhaps out of consideration for us, so I just stopped showing up at my apartment. Bro, Miyako says she misses having her around, but personally, seeing as how this means the two of us get to make out as much as we want, I find this to be a welcome
い
change.
ただきます。
いただきます。
After we offer thanks, we pick up our
今
chopsticks.
日は和風だ。
大葉使ったけど大丈夫？
Shiso. I wonder what that is.
好物。
よかった。かけるくんって嫌いなものないよね。
そうだな。だいたい食えるな。
パクチーは？
I love cilantro. I'm a Mexican. You know, I have a friend that tried cilantro. He was like, yo, I don't like it. It tastes like soap. And I was like, the frick are you talking about? I had some cilantro and I'm like, holy crap, you're right. It does taste like soap, kind of. Wow. Wait, why are we eating soap?
食える。
Really?
あ、すごい。
She doesn't like cilantro. Good to know.
苦手？
香りが強いからかな。あんまり得意じゃなくて。でも、かけるくんが好きなら使ってみようかな。
好きってほどじゃないからいいよ。みやこと一緒に美味しく食べたいし。
今日のどう？美味しい？
うん。めっちゃうまい。
よかった。
We make out each other the rest of the way through dinner. It's already been almost a month since we started dating. I'm so used to us being alone together that I've stopped acting awkward over every little thing. Though that doesn't mean she doesn't make my heart pound every now and then. The time I spend with Miyako is bliss. I honestly hope this relationship lasts forever. That said, there's still one worry I can't shake.
明日ってバイト？
お昼過ぎまで。日曜日はシフト入れてないよ。
じゃあどっかって俺毎週誘ってるな。
嬉しい。行きたい。
この前は映画見に行ったし、今回は
He's making a plan!
お食事中にお邪魔するわよ。
Alright, you said pardon. Fair. What? What is it? There's been another victim! A hole in space once again tears open and Sophiitis emerges onto the dining table. Hey, get off the freaking table, you dirty rag. Christ, it's like she's doing this intentionally.
ソフィーさん、お久しぶりです。お久しぶり。今日はお別れを言いに来たのよ。
お別れ？
そう。一時的にだけれどね。ごめんなさい。あまり力になれず。仕方ないわ。魔眼のユーザーが派手に動いてくれたせいで、まだいるはずの他のユーザーが目立つ動きをしてくれないんだから。魔眼も行方知れず。あの男が持ち主だったとしても、自害してアーティファクトが消えた以上、新たな魔眼のユーザーが生まれているはず。
Whoa, so this is just the beginning. You know, I thought in this episode we were gonna find out. I mean, assuming it ends soon, right? That we're gonna find out who the evil eye user is. But looks like I'm wrong. I like that.
その手がかりは一切なし。しばらく様子を見ていたけれど、動く気配が全くないんだもの。そろそろこの枝に見切りをつけるわ。他の枝のあなたたちに期待することにする。
Oh.
じゃあこの間のソフィーの仕事は終わりか。
そうね。何かあればまた動くけれど、それまで待機ね。それにしても意外だったわ。この世界の人間は理性的なのか、それとも臆病なのか。せっかく得た力を使わないなんて、都の能力では非効率的すぎるし、もっと楽に回収できたはずだったのに。おかげで私の評価に響いちゃうわ。
Wow, cry about it. I don't care. Leave.
じゃあせめて私のアーティファクトを。
No thanks. I already have it.
あらそう？ありがとう。と言いたいところだけど、それはもうしばらく預けておくわ。
Cause she already has it.
また魔眼のユーザーが動き出した時のためにですか？そうね。大勢のユーザーを探すには非効率だけど、たった一つのアーティファクトを奪うためなら、あなたの能力はとても役に立
Notice
つ。
how she didn't say that she has Kujo's ability from the other world. Or how does it work? The artifact, does it exist in only one branch? Wait, no, obviously not. But I guess what I mean is, when Kujo died? No, the better question is, so there's multiple artifacts of the same kind in different branches? That's what I'm understanding.
だから預けておくわ。誰にも奪われないように気をつけなさい。はい。それとかける？
あ
あなたの能力、結局わからなくてイライラするわ。
あ、全く
体のどこかにスティグマは？
ないな。
自分では確認できない場所かも。
都に見てもらった。ない。
What are we checking?
あら、裸を見せ合うような関係だったの？かけるか。
悪い。
この程度のことでうろたえるなんて、まだまだお子様ね。あなたの能力を解明できなかったことが最大の心残りではあるけれど、いつまでも監視なんてしていられないしね。
Hope you're away forever, or for a long time.
やっとお前の目を気にしなくて済むな。
寂しいくせに。
Get a load of this one. I look away and shrug my shoulders. Sophie Harumson rips a distorted hole in space.
それじゃ、お邪魔虫は消えるわね。また会えますか？もちろん。預けっぱなしにしておくつもりはないもの。そのアーティファクトを回収しに来るわ。
I don't trust Sophieitis. There's still too much mystery on this flying plushie.
いつか、かな。
まあ、なんだ。
Oops.
暇だったら遊びに来いよ。
やっぱり寂しいんじゃない。
うるせえな。
それじゃあね。さようなら。また。
Miyako waves warmly and Sophie waves back in suit as she disappears into the subspace rift. Ta-ta for now, huh? But only for now, this isn't over yet. Yes! She pulls out the hair clip, the artifact, from her pocket and places it on the table. As long as Miyako and this accessory are bound together, things aren't over.
次会えるのはいつになるだろうね。
ソフィーには悪いが、来ない方がいい。
She already has.
そいつも回収してほしかったよ。
I can't stop saying that. Sorry.
そうだね。私には過ぎた力かもしれないし。でも、
そいつがあれば、二人目の魔眼のユーザーを止められる。
Yeah, just like she did the last time, right?
今度は失敗したくない。誰も犠牲にしたくない。
今度は。
I murmur, popping a tomato into my mouth. Miyako almost says something but decides against it, returning to her meal. I don't mean to come across as angry, but that's probably how she's taking it. Still, I can't force myself to smile. So we sit and eat in silence.
ごちそうさま。
もういいの？
ああ、ありがとう。うまかった。
食器そのままでいいよ。私が片付けるから。
Heck nah, sit
あ
down.
りがとう。ちょっと風に当たる。
Stack up my dirty dishes, stand up, open the glass door, and step out onto the balcony. The breeze tonight feels great. It's getting warmer lately, so the early evening air feels nice and cool. But inside, I'm anything but cool. I still have that same doubt hanging over me. The artifacts remain in this world. The evil eye is out there. And Miyako is a user. She may be targeted again. If I at least had a power of my own. If only my power would reveal itself. Heck, where even is my artifact in the first place? If the artifacts aren't going away, then I want the power to protect Miyako.
かけるか？
I hear Miyako's voice. I grunt, not turning around. I stare out for a little while longer before noticing Miyako has come to stand next to me. Thumbnail! Thumbnail! Wow, that's so pretty. Look at that.
出る？
ああ、いや、そうじゃない。
じゃあ、私のこと心配してくれてる？
そうだな。
When I admit it, Miyako breaks into a smile.
私ね、ずっと考えてたの。なんでかけるくんと仲違いしたのかなって。
別の枝の話か？
そうそう。多分だけどね。
Alright.
あ
か けるくんにいいところを見せようとしたのかな。
No.
ん？
仲違いじゃなかったってこと。
She smiles again, bumping into me and wrapping her arms around mine.
多分ね、かけるくんの気持ちを知って私じゃ釣り合わないって思ったんだと思う。
Something like that.
どうして？
火事の時かなり衝撃だったの。ソラちゃんのために必死になってただのクラスメイトの私まで守ってくれて、この人すごいって心から思った。自覚はなかったけど、あの時にかけるくんのこと好きになってたんだと思う。
そうか？
うん、だって私の態度が変わり始めたのあの頃からじゃない？
ああ。
Come to think of it, that was around when she started cooking for me. She started talking more casually too. That is true. Oh, that took me a bit to realize.
かけるくんの気持ちを知って自分の気持ちに気づいて、このままじゃダメだって思ったのかな。
What? Is this glaze?
かけるくんのことを神格化しちゃってるから。
大げさだな。
Yeah.
でもそうなの。だからね、私も頑張らなきゃって、それで暴走しちゃったのかな。
You're getting weirdly accurate. Weirdly spot on. Why?
かけるくんにいいところ見せようとして一人で頑張って、結局何もできず、私は魔眼のユーザーに負けて死んだ。わかる？
何が？
私はかけるくんと一緒じゃなきゃダメってこと。
No matter what? Miyako takes my hand and squeezes it
か
tight.
けるくんと一緒だから私は生きてる。かけるくんと一緒ならこれからも生きていける。かけるくんがいるから私は大丈夫。
絶対に。
She holds my hand. My own grip naturally gets
ア
tighter.
ーティファクトの力も残してもらってよかったと思う。使い方を間違えなければ私を救ってくれると思うから。
Hopefully.
その使い方はかけるくんが教えてくれる。
What?
かけるくんがいないと私は間違えちゃうから。
She smiles kindly, almost as if she's reassuring me that she needs me, that I don't have to worry. Now I get
一
it.
緒なら怖いものはないか。もう一度約束する。何
Oh
があっても
god. I hope they both
宮古のこと
survive.
は守る。
I hope they do.
守られちゃいます。これからも末永くよろしくお願いします。
ああ。うん。なんか今の夫婦みたいだな。あれ？
本気にしちゃうからそういう冗談やめてください。
冗談は言ってないけど。逆玉だ逆玉。
ああ、そういうこと考える人だったんだ。お付き合い考えないとな。
振られてもまとわりつくぞ。約束したからな。
そうだね。約束してくれたもんね。
We stand out there on the balcony, hand in hand. Our fingers interlaced, hers warm and soft, mine a little calloused. Feeling each other's pulse, confirming each other's
ず
love.
っとあなたのそばにいさせてね。
Hopefully.
ああ。都の手離さない。
A gentle breeze blows, swirls around the both of us, ruffling our hair. My worries have not abated. My doubts are still lingering in a corner of my mind. As long as the artifacts remain in this world, another incident is bound to occur. And when it does, Miyako will be there to deal with it. She might even be put in danger. Even so, we'll face forward. Not slowing down, not looking back. No matter what difficulties may be waiting for us down the road, we'll overcome them. Hand in hand. Literally. Together we can do anything. Yeah, I knew the end was coming. All complete. Got the good ending. Yay. Clap it up. Oh, this might be copyright. Fuck. No. That sucks. Well, I don't care. We're not getting met. What was that? I'm going to get hit with a copyright thing, but it's okay. I don't care if I never get monetized on this video. This is peak. Listen to this. I'm glad I didn't stop 20 minutes ago.
I just want to feel you always. 譲れないこの気持ちが今溢れ出せばどんな未来もきっと怖くないから進もう心は繋いだまま Forever 約束しようあの空の向こう側にある君もまだ
This is a good track. Purple software? Oh?
はい、お待たせしました。照り焼きチキンのセットです。
She lays the dishes out on the table. Everything looks amazing. This may have something to do with Miyako wearing her work uniform, but even more so than usual. Everything looks perfect today.
都がバイト終わるまで飯我慢しててよかった。
ごめんね。早く切り上げられればよかったんだけど。
いや、家で制服着てほしいってわがまま言ったの俺だし、こっちこそごめんな、無理言って。
ううん。かけるくんが喜んでくれるなら何でもしちゃう。
土下座した甲斐があった。
妙に必死だったよね、かけるくん。冷めないうちに食べよっか。
あ、いつも作ってくれてありがとう。
You guys hearing this track? This track is fire. Dang.
どういたしまして。
We both offer a prayer and then pick up our chopsticks.
うまい。
ご飯ちょっと硬くないかな。お水の加減少し間違えちゃったみたいで。
ああ、うまいよ。
よかった。
It's now an everyday occurrence for the two of us to share a meal. Just another day in the life. And yet, I find even the familiarity of it to be a source of amazing and irreplaceable joy. Sophiitis has left me temporarily and the petrification incidents have come to an end. We might have our fair share of fights down the road. But I sincerely hope that the two of us can spend the rest of our lives in peace together, just like we are now.
スプーンあった方がいいよね。
ああ、スープ？箸で大丈夫。
一応持ってくるね。玉ねぎ細かくして入れちゃったから食べにくいかも。
Miyako rises from her seat and heads back into the kitchen. Miyako's presence in this apartment has become a commonplace now too. And it will remain that way. We'll be together from now on. My sincerest wish is that a day comes here where I don't even think about how commonplace this scene has become.
スプーンスプーン。やっちゃった。
どうした？
大丈夫。隙間に落としちゃっただけ。どうしよう。こういう使い方は良くないけど、ごめんなさい。自分のために使います。取れた。ちゃんと洗わない。
Wait! It's gonna be his artifact! Or hers? What is it? Wait, where's audio? What the heck? Where did the audio go? What the frick? What happened now?
こういう使い方は
Where's the dialogue? Where's the sound?
セーブ画面だよ。
What is going on?
セーブする？セーブしたよ。
Hold on. I'm gonna relaunch this. This is ticking me off. I need to know. Where's the audio, bro?
環境設定だよ。
Why'd it go away? Huh? The stigma is expanding? Wait, what? I'm so lost. Oh, okay. Interesting. All right.
9。
Oh, that's awesome.
9
I like that. Look at this. Nah, second one is crazy. Oh, wow.
続きからだよ。
What was that all about, though?
ロードする？
Why the
ロー
audio
ドした
just
よ。
died? See, like, you just have to wash it off? What? I'm not seeing things, am I? The stigma's expanding? I am so confused. And then, wasn't she just wearing her maid outfit too? Like, why is she in her casual clothing all of a sudden? That does not make sense. This is so... What? Huh? I want to start throwing out guesses on who I think it is, but let me not do that. I want it to be fun for everybody. Because what if I accidentally guess? And then people are like, bruh.
9つ、9日、9色。鑑賞画面だよ。
Let's see the gallery. That's how you know for sure if you've seen everything. Oh wait, but there's no mystery boxes. We might be missing boxes here. CGs. I wonder what this is about though. Like, what is this supposed to show us? Like her reaction to what she found or another artifact? Like, I don't see anything.
SDA 鑑賞だよ。おまけだよ。
Yeah, I don't know. You know, there's actually still choices
ロードする？
that we can make that have some dialogue. So I'm just gonna do that.
ロードしたよ。
Honestly, I mean, I still have time. It's gonna be a long video, but well.
行くぞ。
はいよ。
Unless I already... kind of already did both, didn't we?
送った方がいいか？ 家まで。
Hold on. Oh no, not last.
9、続きからだよ。
Guys, I have a question for you guys. Am I missing on dialogue?
9、
Okay,
9つ9日9色。
I think it is safe to say that I've read all the dialogues in this episode 1. If I am missing something for some stupid reason, I would really, really appreciate it if one of you guys let me know. Like, seriously. I don't like... It doesn't sit right with me, you know? Dialogue that I haven't seen yet. Especially because I'm the type of person that's like, if I buy a game, I want to see everything. As much as possible, of course. Because there are some games that are ridiculously... insanely long, and I don't even bother. I just do the main story or some side stuff. At least with visual novels, because yeah, they're long, but something about visual novels that I'm like, I can't miss. Oh, well, there it fell. I can't miss the dialogue, you know? So I would appreciate if you guys let me know if I did. But other than that, we are ready for episode 2. You know, I am curious though, like in episode 2, are we still, or is Kakeru still with Kujo?
そろそろ終わりにする？
That's what I'm curious about.
またね。
But you know what I'm gonna do? I'm gonna download episode 2 and start a little bit of it. Give you a little sneak peek, if you will, to episode 2. What do you say? An extra long video, and you get some episode 2. It's a win-win for everybody. And while this downloads, I'm gonna freaking set up my light because I knocked it down. Like an episode 2 icon, it looks funny. Stupid Sophiitis. What looks to be Sophiitis. I'm literally just going to play a few minutes just to verify if we're starting with another maiden. I would really hate that, honestly, with this cliffhanger that they left. Like, there's no way they would, right? Like this, right? Right? Because I see a different maiden, and that worries me. I had understood that there's different routes, so I'm like, wait, so does that mean every episode has a maiden? That might have already been answered, so I apologize for asking the same thing, but sometimes my memory is just not there. Even if I am invested. Your game is ready to play. Yay!
パレット、
Yeah, we're doing this.
注意事項だよ。
I turned off my camera for a sec just to check the battery.
9、空色空歌空の音。
Huh? Huh? Oh wait, this isn't full screen. Sora looks very different. Why does she look a lot more mature than in the game? In episode 1, yeah. Huh. There we go. Alrighty, let's do this. Yeah.
始めるね。
Yeah. As long as I have you. Oh, new track. New episodes, new tracks? Cool. Everyone has a few memories they hold especially dear. Things they can't forget. Things they mustn't forget. Goes without saying, but I have some too. Or at least, I should have. And yet, they seem to have vanished. What that is, why that is, I cannot say. But they've been scrubbed from my mind so thoroughly that I cannot begin to guess at what they may have been. All that remains is an incredible, sense of unease. Sora. Remember? Not like I have a choice. What if I don't wanna? What if I don't want to remember? Oh wait. I forgot to synchronize my camera with the audio. Whoops. Hey, editing me. We have to sync it up right here. Probably gonna cut this out. Probably not. I don't know. Scarcely half a month has passed since the new term began and I became a second year. And yet this has been perhaps the most eventful 15 days of my entire life. It all started at the festival. A while back, there was this anime called Mobius Ring, the cycle of reincarnation. The town I live in, Shiromitsugawa, helped sponsor it as a way of promoting tourism to the area. The show had some convoluted plot based off of local folklore. Left a big impression on a small group of dedicated fans, but most people regarded it as one of those oddball shows that doesn't make a whole lot of sense. Though it went down in anime history as a complete failure, it's unclear whether the bigwigs behind the regional sponsorship deal are clueless to the fact or simply aren't willing to admit it. It's been 2 years since the anime aired. 2 years?! And so we had the second annual Mobius Festival, a ham-fisted attempt to get some mileage out of the anime despite the local residents' overwhelming opposition to going through the cringe-worthy event a second time. Unfortunately, an earthquake happened right as things were getting started, putting an abrupt end to the festivities. Giving us a little recap. To make matters worse, the earthquake shattered the namesake treasure of the Shrine of the White Viper's Relic, a location featured prominently in the anime, and also the site of the festival. As a result, a gate opened between our world and a parallel dimension. I wish I was joking, but no, that really happened. After that, we found a statue that turned out to be a petrified human. That was the start of my surreal half-month. The next major incident was when one of the students from my school, Hakusen Academy, set that building ablaze using some strange power. During the fray, my classmate Miyako Kujo used some kind of superpower to extinguish the source of the flames. So whose perspective are we? I thought we were doing Sora's, what? And if that all wasn't crazy enough, one of the residents of this parallel world, Sophiitis, showed up at my house. So Kakeru perspective. First, I thought we were doing Sora's. Oh well. After seeing so many crazy things, all I could do was believe the story she told me. It appeared all these incidents had been caused by powerful objects known as artifacts, spilled into our world from Sophiitis', but they look like ordinary jewelry. They grant their wielders immense power, but are also liable to drive them insane. Not even Sophiitis knows how many artifacts have found their way to our world. We still haven't caught the murderer behind the petrification incidents. There's a real possibility, that other malicious users with no reservations about using their power might pop up. If that happens, there will be even more innocent victims. Worse, if other villains appear, they might spur the user of the evil eye to commit even greater atrocities. I've teamed up with Kujo to catch the culprit, and our first course of action has been to look for trustworthy users to win over to our cause. Kakeru! Pretty wild story, right?
頑張ろうね。この街を。
It was just yesterday that I tried to show off to Kujo by offering my assistance. Seriously, the whole thing's so crazy it feels like it came out of an anime. If this were a TV show, Kujo would be the main character and I'd be the sidekick. Technically I have an artifact as well, but I have no idea what it does or how to use it. In fact, I didn't even know I had one until Sophie told me. Theoretically, I should have an accessory of some kind too, but I haven't been able to find anything like that on my person. At any rate, I'm pretty much useless. Kujo's power, stealing an object and making it so its former owner doesn't even remember that it was theirs, is amazing. I can't do anything like that. Frankly speaking, I'm not sure I'll be any help at all. So I wondered, what can I even do? How can I even help? That's why right now I'm looking for new comrades. I'm not prepared for this crazy life I've been thrust into, but I know the world's not going to wait for me. Hey,
連絡事項は以上。今日はこれで終わり。
Oops! We stand and bow, signaling the end of homeroom.
はい、お疲れ様。気をつけて帰るようにね。
She picks up her logbook and leaves the classroom. Now then.
かっけるくん。帰り
No!
ましょう。
掃除だよ。
あ、そうだった。
My friend Yoichi walks over and drops his bag on my desk. The two of us then head to the corner of the classroom where the supply closet is, pick up our brooms and walk out into the hallway.
めんどくさー。業者入れればいいのにね。
本当にな。
掃除のたびにこれ言ってる気がする。
実際めんどいしな。
さようなら。 またね。
ああ、また。
バイバイ。
I stammer out a reply as Kujo walks past us to the hallway. Yuichi waits for a few seconds and turns to me with a cold stare.
なんだよ。
急に仲良くなってんだよな。昨日も2人で突っ込んでいったし。
昨日？ああ。
Craziness? Hard to believe that whole thing with the fire was just a day ago. When it ended, the fire disappeared as quickly as it came, leaving the firefighters flummoxed. Chances are a good chunk of the school saw me and Kujo dashing into the heart of the fire just before it vanished. Guess I shouldn't be surprised there are rumors spreading about us now. Oh, this also explains all the weird stares I've been getting in class. That said, it seems like most of them don't have a bad impression of me at least.
2人だけ呼び出されてたよね。先生に怒られた？
めっちゃ怒られた。死んだらどうすんだって。
妹いるんだよね、1年に。
そう。天って書いて空。
Oh, okay, okay, okay.
妹を助けるために火の海に飛び込んだわけだ。かっこいいね。そういうところにグッときちゃったのかな、九条さん。
なんだよ、グッドって。
いやだから勘ぐってるわけですよ、みんな。
みんな？
そう、みんな。
別に、あれだよ。俺一人暮らしだろ？
うん。
よくナインボールに飯食べに行くから。
ああ、九条さんがバイトしてるお店ね。うん。
それつながりだよ、それだけ。別に何もない。
ストーキングを続けた結果、仲良くなれたと。
ストーキングとか言うな。ナインボールに通ってたのは偶然だ、偶然。九条は関係ない。信じてないだろ。
まあ、そういうことにしておいてあげようじゃないか。
くそ。
Yoichi smirks. Honestly, I didn't even realize that it was Kujo working as a waitress at Nine Ball until recently. Like, I knew Kujo from class, but I hadn't connected her with the cute part-timer at the restaurant at all. The only reason we're talking more now is that I've gotten wrapped up in this whole thing with the artifacts. But it's not like I can tell Yoichi that. He'll think I'm insane.
そういえばさ、話変わるけど。
なんだよ。
昨日の火事で一気に持ってかれちゃったけど、あの石像の女の子。
ああ。
人間だったんでしょ？ただの石像じゃなくて。
ネットニュースでも断言はしてなかったが、ほぼそれで確定みたいな書き方してたな。
人が石になるってどんな病気？怖いよね。
He actually believes that. Oh my god. And I was just saying how, no way these fools are gonna believe that. Bro, in no way the people of this town are that stupid, bro.
病気ね。
あれ、もしかして信じてる口？
病気より化け物の方がなんとかなる気しないか？
怖いよ。あ、でもウイルスは目に見えないもんね。化け物なら見たら逃げられるけど。
逃げる暇があればいいけどな。
やだな、もう怖いな。
掃除しようぜ。
はいはい。
The pair of girls on duty give us pointed glares reminding us of our unfinished task. Monster, huh? I guess in a way you could call this the work of a monster. The villain using the power of an artifact to commit murder. I need to hurry and find some allies. Right now we've only got me and Kujo. Actually, since I can't do anything, for all intents and purposes, it's Kujo fighting alone. This monster's too much for her to handle by herself. Once I'm finished cleaning, I head straight home. Not much happened today. The only time I talked to Kujo were a quick good morning and then that farewell after school. We didn't talk at all about the artifacts or about how we're going to look for comrades. Though I guess it's not exactly the kind of thing we can talk about at school to begin with. What's our next move? We only just started, but I feel like we've already stalled out. I pull out my smartphone and flop down on the floor. I have Kujo's number now, so I should just consult her if I'm at a loss. But I don't have any female friends, so I always feel awkward when talking to a girl. Man, I'm pathetic. Noise from the front door brings me to my feet. Maybe it's Kujo? Nah, no way. So it can only be Sora. Yoichi? Sora. The door creaks open, and as I suspected, my sister pops her head and arrives me. For some reason, she winks at me, then wriggles her way in through the half-open door. Look at her. She then softly shuts the door behind her and tiptoes toward my bed. What does she think she's doing? She shrugs off her bag and falls onto my mattress. Dang brat, acting like she owns the place. Can't believe she's just ignoring me like this.
Oi. Oi. 無視すんなおい。
She looks so lost. Innocence? Ah yes, some new music for a new episode. Sora glances at me then looks away. And then she looks back at me in utter shock. Wow, she did a double take. Pretty sure she's not faking it. Bruh. What's she so surprised for? She barged in here in broad daylight. Did she really think I wasn't gonna notice? Surely she's not that dumb. Or so he says.
いやなんで
なんでじゃねえよ。何勝手にお邪魔しますも言わずに入ってきてんだよ。てか何人のベッドで普通にくつろいでんだよ。
だって見えてる私のこと。
は？何その質問は？
ちょっと待ってやり直しさせて。
Oh, I understand.
何のだよ。帰れよ。
ちょっと待ってもう一回ちょうだいもう一回。
Oh, the power thing. Right. She rushes out of the room, not bothering to shut the door behind her. A few seconds later, Sora pokes her head through the tiny gap in the door once again. Like before, she slowly tiptoes her way over to my bed.
いやもういいよ。さっきから何してんだよお前。
なんでニーニーに私が見えてんの。
だから何なんだよ。そりゃ見えるだろ。
Oh, I guess he doesn't know about her power yet. Okay.
見えるはずないの。
え、何？死んだの？霊なの？
違くて。くそ、お父さんとお母さんには聞いたのに。
Grumbling to herself, Sora plunks down on my bed. Honestly, what the heck is she talking about? Though there is something nagging me about what she said. How can you see me? It works so well on mom and dad, too. Don't tell me she...
超能力に目覚めたとか言わないだろうな。
She gives me a triumphant grin. Holy crap, I was right.
こいつバカだとか思ってます？いいんです、そんなこと思っちゃって後で恥かくことになりますよ。
なんか拾ったか？アクセサリーみたいな小物。
え？
拾ったのか？
拾ったっていうか、まあ、セーブ画面だよ。
And
Save
that
us,
is
yo.
right.
セーブしたよ。
I know, it sucks. I'm going to be really blunt with you guys. I am not crazy so far about the fact that it basically cuts back to right after they find the first petrified victim. And Kujo and this guy are still friends. Because I got so invested in the Kujo and I was like, oh, they're together, episode 2, maybe they're going to continue their story, all these things are going to happen, maybe new characters, maybe more incidents, you know, something like that along the lines. Just for them to be like, you know what, episode 2, Sora Nimi. Well, I'm not against Sora, not at all, I love Sora, but to just undo their relationship, I don't understand why they would do that, especially if in this episode they're going to be focusing on the sister. Like, I get an episode for the sister to like get more into her background story and stuff, but to undo the Kujo thing, I don't like that. When I realized, and this is why I wanted to play episode 2, because I couldn't hold off on waiting until I play episode 2 to see what they were going to do with the relationship in episode 2. But that really doesn't sit right with me. It really does not. Maybe they'll get together again in this episode, and if so, that makes me think, why even do it in the first place? Undo it? It's like all of a sudden in episode 2, they were like, you know what? Forget about episode 1. Episode 2, Sora Nimi, starting again, but except you know that there's artifacts, there's a murderer out there. Like, why? You know? Again, I love the characters, and I really like Kujo, but why would they undo that for? Like, or maybe they're already together and they haven't said it, but I really doubt that's the case based off of how Yoichi and Kakeru talked about Kujo, and then him calling her Kujo. It doesn't sound like they're together. It sounds more like it's implying the game so far has, without saying it directly. Well, the game has basically said that this is right after the petrification of the first victim, the girl, the high school girl, and they're currently friends. That doesn't sit right. I just couldn't help and not find out right now, especially when I'm set up to record, until I play episode 2 sometime next week, which is probably gonna be, would have been Tuesday or Wednesday. I didn't want to wait. It's currently Thursday the 18th for me. No way I was gonna wait all of that. Absolutely no way. I'm already disappointed with this so far. Maybe by the end of this episode I'll be like, you know what, it's fine that they did this, but right now I'm hard no against this. Like, why did y'all do this? For what? What does Sora have to do anything with? Like, again, background story, okay, you learn about Sora, great. More Sora interactions, great. I love it. More sibling bickering, great. I love it. But why did we have to get rid of the Kujo relationship? I liked what was going on there. For what? But that's enough of the earful or whatever. But I am very disappointed about that. I felt, when I realized that they undid the relationship, I felt like a hollow in my chest. Like, you expect me to forget about this now? Like, just like that, really? All this build up, all this, you know, romantic stuff going on, and then all of a sudden, oh yeah, episode 2, you know what, forget about that. Like, what? Do any of you guys feel the same about this too? I cannot be the only one. Like, this is crazy. Is this not crazy what they did? I'll be a little assaulted if they're together by the end of the episode, but again, it just goes back to why undo it in the first place. You could have done something with Sora without undoing that. Like, oh, I like Kujo, just for you guys to rip her off my chest like that. Expect me to forget about her in episode 2? That's baloney. That's a whole leap of baloney. But you know what? I want to say whatever, but it's not whatever. Hey, I'm gonna give it a shot. I'm not gonna shut it down, but my chest feels like heavy. I'm like, bro, like, that's how heavy the disappointment is. I'm just like, why? I think episode 5 is called New Episode of 9. It said it's titled, I think, or not titled, but I believe somewhere in that game it says something about after stories. So I'm assuming that in that episode it continues a relationship with Kujo, but it just sits wrong with me that they had to make 2 more other episodes for them to do that. Like, again, they didn't need to undo this, or maybe they did. I don't know. I have yet to understand until I play the other games. I don't know, but this, I don't like that. But anyway, I need to wrap it up. It's gone far too long, but I'm disappointed, bro. Like, why? Like, I feel pain right now. Why did y'all do that? Why? I like Kujo. Wow. Well, what you gonna do about it? I need to end it though, for real. Like, this is gonna be insane to edit. Thank you so much for joining me in a very long video today. If you did enjoy this video, please let me know that by hitting that like and subscribing if you haven't already done so. I would really appreciate it. It tells the algorithm that I am dropping heat. Thank you. Anyways, I should totally go. And one last time, why did they do this? Anyway, as always, I'll see you guys in the next video. Until next time. No, but for real, why did they do Kujo like that, bro? Why did they do me like that? I was so invested in the relationship and they just rip her off like a bandage like that. Like, bro, what is wrong with you? Why? Anyway.